Hello everyone, welcome back to Bleed Electrical. I'm Triveli Naidu from the Department of Electrical Engineering at St. Vincent Pallotti College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur. In the previous video, I've already spoken about creating plan of action, implementing them, and how to track and monitor these action plan. Now, in this video, let us learn about evaluating the progress, okay, and then recognizing the achievements of your employees, and then the effective tools that could help you in effective management. Okay, so let's get started. Now, evaluating the progress. In order to evaluate, you can include formal review of both energy use data and the activities carried out as a part of action plan as compared to your performance goals. Okay, so whatever task, whatever plan you had set, whatever goals, the desired output you wanted, you can compare that with your performance, the current performance. Then measure the results. Compare current performance to established goals, gather energy use data and compare the results to determine accomplishments. Then key steps could be gathering and tracking the data, review energy use and cost data, then organize reports and data from tracking and monitoring efforts, analyze energy efficiency achievement based on your established performance metrics. Then benchmarking, you have to benchmark, you have to compare your performance with the baselines, compare performance against the established goals, environmental performance, the financial savings, compare the energy performance to your peers and competitors in the market. That could give you a certain review of how well your plan of action is being implemented and how is it affecting your performance. Then review action plan, regular evaluation of energy performance and the effectiveness of energy management initiatives. Okay, it the measures the effectiveness of projects and programs implemented, make informed decision about future energy projects, then reward the individual. Obviously, rewarding means you have to get feedback from different ideas on the plans from energy team, implementation staff, and other departments. Assess the awareness, then identify critical factors. Okay, then you have to quantify side benefits. Okay, identify and quantify if possible side benefits arising from energy management activities, such as whether the employees are comfortable or not, productivity improvement is there or not, is there any impact on sales or not, reduced operation and maintenance expenses could be done, and better community and public relations could be built. What are the advantages of creating all these things? It creates insight for new actions, voids repeating failures by identifying activities that were not effective as expected. Okay, it assesses the usefulness of the tracking system and other administrative tools to ensure better management and evaluation. It provides the staff the opportunity to contribute and understand the process of energy management, and it provides specific success stories also. So this could be the advantages of managing the data properly and tracking system. Okay, now recognizing the achievements. How do we recognize the achievements? Providing and seeking recognition for energy management achievement is a proven step. Okay, so now providing recognition to those who help the organization achieve these results motivates the staff and employees. It brings a positive environment in the energy management program. Okay, so it could be the internal recognition or it could be an external recognition. So let's see them one by one. What is internal recognition? So if you are recognizing the accomplishment of individuals and teams, is the key to sustaining support and momentum for energy management initiatives. If you're doing it within the organization, it increases their job satisfaction also because you're rewarding them. So that is internal recognition. So they feel proud to serve you. The recognition can be strengthened by morale of everyone involved in the energy management program. So the key steps could be determine the recognition level. You first determine to what extent are you going to recognize. Okay, then common recognition level could be individual, which acknowledges the contribution and accomplishment of specific people. Then it could be of teams. You can give them compliments as a team, okay? Recognize the achievements of teams, the departments, and other distinct groups within the organization. Then it could be the facility recognition, rewards the accomplishment of performance of entire facility. Or it could be established recognition criteria. You can create a criteria for recognition and communicate these criteria and any process eligibility requirement, okay? Anybody who is eligible for this recognition could be recognized, okay, could be rewarded. Then determining the recognition type, how do we determine now? So variety of ways could be used for doing this, okay, depending on purpose of the recognition program. Okay, organizational culture, forms of recognition. It can range from formal acknowledgements to certificates. It could be salary increases. You can give them cash bonuses to simple forms of appreciation. You can give them shields, you can give them certificates, you can give them shirts. So there could be different forms of recognition, okay? Then actions could be ask the senior management to provide the recognition, because obviously if you have been rewarded by somebody who is the stakeholder of this organization, you feel proud that it is getting recognized. The senior top management knows my activities well. So using a formal means for providing recognition, then use progress evaluation to inform the recognition processes. Okay, then external recognition. Recognition could be obtained from the third party also, not necessarily from the same environment, same industry, same organization, but you can send the names of your employees to another set of rewards, maybe it could be national awards, it could be some international awards, it could be some external agency that is rewarding the people working for renewable energy resources, maybe some government agencies, okay? So you can recognize their efforts by means of a third party, okay? And it not only does provide satisfaction to those who are involved earning the recognition, but it can also enhance the organization's public image also, okay? It's not only because that employees should be happy you're doing this, but you as an organization will also grow if you send them and let them being recognized by an external agency, so you feel proud of your employees. So solid reputation contributes to your competitive advantage by making your organization more attractive to customers, okay? The students, current and potential employees, lenders, business partners, and other stakeholders. Okay, so there could be different management tools for effective implementation. What are they now? The first one is the 5S. We'll see them one by one. Second one is the Kaizen. Then third is small group activities. The fourth could be the total productive maintenance. We call it as TPM. Then it could be total quality management, that is TQM, and ISO 50001 2011 energy management systems. So let us see them one by one. What are these 5S? It is Siri, Seaton, CISO, Sikestu, and Shitsuke. Okay. So what does they mean actually? I'm sorry if I'm not pronounced it correctly. Actually, these are Japanese words. Okay. So what does they mean actually? Housekeeping, the workplace organization, the cleanup, the cleanliness, and discipline. So these 5 S's are really important as far as any organization is concerned. If you have a good command over all these 5 areas, it will lead you to a proficient energy management system. That is what is being said. Now, what is this Kaizen? It is also a Japanese word. It is made up of two components. Kai means change, okay, and Zen means good. So you have a change for betterment or continuous improvement. So how to implement it now? First of all, identify the problem, that is the defect. The operator writes and describes the problem. Now for Kaizen there are different slips, okay? You need to fill that slips. It is like a complaint form. You have to write all the complaints that are to be submitted, and this complaint the operator writes and describes the problem, okay? That is the first step. Second step, the operator later develops an improvement idea and goes to immediate supervisor. Now once they identify the complaint, now they have to come up with a improvement idea. Then third, the supervisor or the team will review it, will encourage the immediate action and fill up the Kaizen form. Okay. And the idea is implemented and checked. An operator is then rewarded. Okay, now he's done with all these things. So this is how you have to initiate the management tool. So this is one of the effective tool. Now, small group activities, administration of small groups and solving energy conservation problems. What you can do is, if there is a problem persisting in the organization, you can form small little groups, and you can allocate them the task. They have to have that problem solving skills. Okay, you're giving them a problem, they will provide you with the solution. With formation of small groups, then definition of function of each group member, setting the target and annual program, then preparation for small group meetings, then administration of small group meetings, follow up of the small group meetings, then summarizing the lessons from the problems tackled by the small groups, then reporting and presentation of the small group problems. Then another technique could be the total productive maintenance. Now, what does this do? Productive maintenance, it addresses the entire production system. Okay, it aims to eliminate all accidents, the defects and breakdowns. It involves all the departments and everyone has to participate in it. Okay, and TPM tries to achieve zero losses through overlapping the team activities. So this is how total productive maintenance works. Now, next is the total quality management. How does it work? It is the process for managing the quality, and it involves the involvement of all, the management commitment, proper documentation, effective strategic planning, information management, mission and vision statement. Okay, and then people's satisfaction should be the first priority. Then proper identification of problems, the long term needs to be given more emphasis. Then all employees to be committed to adhere the system. So this is how. And then lastly, the energy management system, it provides you with a framework of requirements for the organization, developing a policy for more energy efficient use of energy, fix the targets and objectives, then use data for better understanding and making decision about the energy use, measure the results, review how well the policy works, continually review, improve energy management. So that's all for this video lecture. Keep watching. In the upcoming videos, I'll be talking more on energy targeting and monitoring systems. Thank you.